Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Ram 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna. Ram Ram Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna. Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram, Hare Krishna, Ram, Hare Krishna. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram. Krishna, Krishna, Ram, 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 Hare Krishna, Ram, 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 Hare Krishna, Ram, 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 Hare Krishna, Ram, 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 Hare Krishna, 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 Ram, 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 Hare Krishna, Krishna, Ram, 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 Hare Krishna. Ram Krishna Krishna Ram 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 Krishna Krishna Ram 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Ram 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 Hare Krishna Ram 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 Hare Krishna Ram Ram Hare Krishna 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 Ram 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Ram 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Ram 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 Hare Krishna Ram 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 Krishna, 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 Ram, 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 Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Ram, 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 Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, 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 Hare Krishna, 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 Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, 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 Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Ram. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna. Ram, 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 Ram. Oh, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Ram, 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram, 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 Ram. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Ram, 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram, 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 Ram. Krishna Krishna, Ram, 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram, 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, 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 Ram, 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram, 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 Krishna, Ram, 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram, 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 Krishna, Ram, 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram, 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 Hare Krishna, Ram, 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram, 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 Hare Krishna, 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 Ram, 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Krishna, Krishna, Ram, 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, 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 Hare Krishna. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Ram, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Ram, 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 Ram. Ram, 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 Krishna, Krishna, Ram, 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 Krishna, 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 Ram, 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 Hare Ram, 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 Hare Ram, 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 Hare Krishna, Krishna, Ram, 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 Hare Krishna, Ram, 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 Ram. Krishna, Krishna, Ram, 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 Hare Krishna, Ram, 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 Hare Ram, 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, 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 Hare Krishna, 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 Ram, 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 Hare Krishna, Ram, 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 Hare Ram, Krishna, 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 Ram, 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 Hare Krishna, Ram, 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 Hare Krishna, Krishna, Ram, 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 Hare Krishna, Ram, 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 Hare Krishna, Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, 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 Ram, 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 Hare Krishna, Ram, 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 Ram. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram, 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 Hare Krishna, Ram, 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 Ram. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram, 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram, Ram, Ram. Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram, Ram. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Ram, Hare Krishna, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram, Hare Krishna, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram. Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna. Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna. Ram Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram. Sit properly. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Shri Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram 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 Ram, Hare Krishna. Ram Ram Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram 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 Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram 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 Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram Ram Ram, 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 Hare Krishna, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Ram Ram Ram, Hare Krishna. Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Ram Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Ram Ram. Ram Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Ram Ram. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Ram Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Ram Ram. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Krishna, Krishna, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Ram, Krishna, Krishna, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna. Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram Ram Ram. Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Ram Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Ram Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram, Ram Ram, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Oh, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna. Ram Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Ram Ram, Krishna, Krishna, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Ram, Hare Krishna. Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram. Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Ram, Oh, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna. Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna. Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna. Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Ram. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram. Sit properly. Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna Ram 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 Hare Krishna Ram Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna Ram Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna Ram Ram Hare Krishna Ram Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Krishna Ram Ram Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Ram Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Ram Ram Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Ram Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Ram Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Krishna Ram Hare Ram Hare Krishna Ram Hare Krishna Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Ram Hare Krishna Ram Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Ram Hare Krishna Ram Krishna Hare Krishna Ram Hare Krishna Ram Hare Krishna Ram Hare Krishna Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Ram Hare Krishna Ram Hare Ram Hare Krishna Ram Hare Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Ram Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Ram Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Ram Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram Ram, Ram Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram Ram, Ram Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram, Ram. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Ram, Hare Oh, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram, Hare Krishna, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, 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 Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Ram, Hare Krishna, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram, Hare Krishna, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram, Hare Krishna, Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna. Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram, Hare Ram, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Ram. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna. Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna. Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna. Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram. Sit properly. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram Ram Ram, 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 Hare Krishna. Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Ram 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 Hare Krishna Ram 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 Hare Krishna Ram Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Ram 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 Hare Krishna Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Ram 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 Hare Krishna Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Ram 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 Hare Krishna Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Ram 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 Hare Krishna Ram 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Ram Ram, Ram. Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram, Ram, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Ram, 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 Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna. Krishna, 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 Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Krishna, 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 Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Ram, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, 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 Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram, 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 Krishna, 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 Ram, 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Ram, 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 Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, 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 Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Oh, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, 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 Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram, Ram, Krishna Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram, Krishna Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram, Hare Krishna, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram, Hare Krishna, 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 Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare 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 Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram, Hare Krishna, Ram, Krishna, Krishna, Ram, Hare Krishna, Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna 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 Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna Ram Krishna Ram Hare Krishna Ram Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Ram Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Ram Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Ram Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Ram Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Ram Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Krishna Ram Oh, Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Ram Hare Krishna Ram Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Ram, Hare Krishna, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram, Krishna Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram, Ram Hare Krishna, Ram Hare Krishna, Ram Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram 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 Hare Krishna, Ram Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram Hare Krishna, Ram Hare Krishna. Ram Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram Hare Krishna, Ram Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Ram Hare Krishna, Ram Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Ram Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram Hare Krishna, Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna. Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram. Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram. Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram. Sit properly. Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna. Krishna, 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 Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna. Oh Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna. Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Ram, 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 Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna. Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, 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 Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare 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 Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram, Ram Ram, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Ram. Oh, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Ram, Hare Krishna, Ram, Hare Krishna. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram, Hare Krishna, Ram. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram, Hare Krishna, Ram, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram, Hare Krishna. Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram, Ram, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna. Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, 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 Ram Ram, Hare Krishna. Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram. Sit properly. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Ram, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Krishna, 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 Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare. Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare. Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna. Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna. Ram 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 Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna Ram 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 Hare Krishna Ram Ram Hare Krishna Ram 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 Hare Krishna Ram 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 Hare Krishna Ram Ram Hare Krishna Ram 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 Hare Krishna Ram 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram. Ram Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Ram 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 Ram, Hare Krishna. Ram Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna Ram Hare Krishna Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna Ram Ram Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Ram Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Ram Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Ram Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Ram, Ram, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Ram, 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Ram, 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Ram, Hare Krishna, Ram, Hare Krishna. Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Ram 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 Hare Krishna Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Ram 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 Hare Krishna Ram Ram Hare Krishna Ram Ram Hare Krishna Ram Ram Hare Krishna Krishna, 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 Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Ram, Hare Krishna, Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Ram, Hare Krishna, Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Ram, Hare Krishna, Ram, Hare Krishna. Ram Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Ram Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Ram Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Ram Hare Krishna Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Ram Ram, Hare Ram, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Oh, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Ram, Hare Krishna. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna. Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram. Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Ram 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Ram Oh, Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Ram Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Ram Hare Krishna Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Ram Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Gadhar, Srimad Sani Gaurabhakta Vrinda ki jai. Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shamakund Radhakund Giri Govardhan ki jai. Shri Vrindavan Dham ki jai. Shri Navadvip Mayapur Dham ki jai. Bhakti Devi ki jai. Tulasi Devi ki jai. Yamuna Mai ki jai. Ganga Mai ki jai. Samveda Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Shri Guru and Gauranga. Let us speak of our spiritual master are the only way by which we can attain pure devotional service. Bow to his lotus feet with great honor and reverence. By his grace, one can cross the ocean of material suffering and obtain the mercy of Krishna. My only wish is to have my consciousness purified by the words emanating from his lotus mouth. Attachment to his lotus feet is the perfection that fulfills all desires. He opens my darkened eyes and fills my heart with transcendental knowledge. He is my Lord, birth after birth. From him ecstatic grand emanate. By him ignorance is destroyed, the Vedic scriptures distinguish his character. Our spiritual master is the ocean of mercy, the friend of the poor, and the Lord and master of the devotees. O Master, be merciful unto us. Give us the shade of your lotus feet. Your fame is spread all over the three worlds. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
So today we're on text 3. We're on text 4. Aham Chakro Bhagavata Paranarahi Harena Te Balurin Nam Prayahi Spa Kulam Sahasrana Aham Chakro Bhagavata Papanari Karenahi Vajrin Tvam Payanahi Svakulam Sanjahirshuna Aham Chakro Bhagavata Rapanarahi Harenahi Balaram Tvam Pariyahi Svakulam Sahihushuna Aham Chakro Bhagavata Rapanarhi Harena Badiram Tam Prapayati Svakulam Sanjanhushana Aham Chakro Bhagavata Rapanarti Harenaha Badram Tvam Prayati Svakulam Sanhushana
Aham Chokto Bhagavata
Aham Chakro Bhagavata
Prapanarti Harenaha
Aham Harenaha
Padaling Chang Prayati
Badram Tvam Prayati
Svakulang Sanjihirshuna
Svakulam Sahushana
Aham Chakto Bhagavata
Aham Chakro Bhagavata
Prapanarti Harenaha
Aham Harenaha
Badarim Tvam Prahiti
Badram Tvam Prayati
Swakulam Sagihirshuna
Svakulam Sahushana
Aham Chokto Bhagavata
Aham Chakro Bhagavata
Prapanarti Harenaha
Prapanarte Harenaha
Padarim Tvam Prayahiti
Badram Nam Priyati
Swakulam Sanjihirshana
Svakulam Sahushana. So everyone chanted. So we chant word synonyms. Aham. Is that it? I. Cha. And. Ukta. Was told. Bhagavata. By the Supreme Lord. Prapama. Of the surrendered. Ati Harena. By he who is the vanquisher of the distresses. He, indeed. Badarim, 2. Badari, Tvam, you. Prahi, should go. T, thus. Swakulan, his own family. Sanjihushuna, who desired to destroy. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Sri Prabhupada. The Lord is the vanquisher of the distresses of one who is surrendered unto him.
Thus he who desired to destroy his family told me personally to go to Badarak Ashram. While at Dwarka, Urdhva was warned to avoid the distresses which were to follow the disappearance of the Lord and the destruction of the Yadu dynasty. He was advised to proceed to Badarak Ashram because there he could associate with the devotees of Nara Narayan, and in their association of devotional service he could increase his ignorance for chanting, hearing, knowledge, and detachment. So this is what we've been hearing about the Mula Leela. And so this is really interesting. So there was some information that I heard on some lectures that I listened to these few classes. There's Ramapad and Bhakti True Swami. So basically they were quoting the verse, Janma Karma Chame Divyam. So when Krishna appears, Agami Yuge Yuge, to appease the devotees and annihilate the miscreants. He appears millennium after millennium, age after age. So there's the Yuga avatars and Leela avatars. So they were stating that to annihilate the miscreants, there was, or to relieve the burden of the earth of the demoniac kings, the 11 Akasini divisions have been destroyed. And so that's a lot of soldiers and chariots and elephants and horses. So that was taken care of. And they were also talking about how, like Jarasandhana, he came to attack Krishna again. He had already been defeated like 17, 18 times already. And so he's coming again, I guess 17 times before, so now he's coming again for the 18th time. And at that same time, who's that? Kaliyavana was, he was a son of a king, and he was saintly, but Kaliyavana, he was demoniac. That's why his name is Yavana, the Yavana, the malicious. Yavana is the sinful class, so his name is Kaliyavana. So he was also attacking Dwarka. That's why Jarasandhana took this opportunity to also attack Dwarka. Kaliyavana was attacking Dwarka from the front, and Jarasandhana thought he'd attack again from the rear. And that's when Krishna had the Dwarka fort built. Right. So, and not only that, but Krishna defeated both Jarasandhana and Muchikunda burned Jarasandhana to death in a cave. And Muchikunda was sleeping.
You burned Kaliyavana.
Kaliyavana, yeah, I burned Kaliyavana. Yeah, he was sleeping, and he was fighting on the side of the demigods, and the demigods gave him a boon to let him sleep. So he was sleeping in a cave. And so Krishna wanted to perform two activities at the same time. So get rid of Kaliyavana and wake up Muchikunda. So this is so he can give Muchikunda his blessings. So what was it? Actually, it was stated that Kaliyavana, when he saw Krishna coming, Krishna was just walking through the armies. I bet he's wearing yellow garments, and he had peacock feathers in his crown and his helmet, right? And various very rare ornaments like the Stuba gem or shark-shaped earrings. And so he was thinking, well, this is what my father told me about the description of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, so this must be the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But because he was sinful and favored sinful activities, sense gratification, he was saying Krishna as an enemy, like that. So that was the same thing with Kamsa. He was saying Krishna as an enemy. So they're always thinking of Krishna. Kamsa looks in the mirror and he sees that he doesn't have a head. So many different omens and things like that. So Kamsa's always thinking about Krishna, how to kill Krishna, how to send so many different mystically endowed demons to Vrindavan to try to kill Krishna with their mystic powers and powers of what is it? They transformed into a big giant snake and a big giant witch transformed into a beautiful woman, like that. So yeah, mystic powers. They can assume other forms. So this is what they were talking about. Oh yeah, and there was a hunter who bought a fish from a fisherman, and who found the stone of lead in the fish, and he fashioned it, and his name was Jara, right? Yeah, because that's why I was making the connection with Jara Sanda and this person, this hunter by the name of Jara, and he's the one who fixed the piece of iron ore that was still remained. It wasn't ground up like all the rest of the iron ore. When the sages cursed who were they? The boys that are of Dwarka. They weren't exactly coward boys. They were headed by somebody by the name of Samba. So that detail's there too. As they were headed by somebody named Samba, and said, "Oh, great sage, can you tell us if this will be a boy or girl?" But you shouldn't try to play a trick on saintly persons, because they can curse you, right? They're saying not that they actually became angry, right? Because that's not the quality of saintly persons, but they want to teach them a lesson. Actually, it's Krishna's plan. Is that Krishna's Mula Lita specifically his plan, and to have the Yadus leave. So that was the other thing too, is that he was telling Uddhava to go to Bhadrak Ashram so that he wouldn't be caught up in the wave of violence. But these were I guess in the previous verses, some of those who are actually eternal associates of Krishna went on pilgrimage. Where did they go? They went to Prayag, or they went to Pragosh or something. And they went to a holy place, a pilgrimage. And those who are the persons who come to take place to associate in the Lord's pastimes are his intimate associates and the demigods. So then those who are the demigods, they stayed and they partook in the festival and took the rice wine and started the arguments. Actually, there was it goes into a little more detail. Someone insulted one person. Actually, it's by name, and then he got insulted, and then the persons that were on his side, they started arguing on his behalf, and those who sided with the other person, they started arguing on his behalf, and then things accelerated, and they started becoming their own personal battles between each other, and so that's what took place when they had beaten each other to death with the rods that grew from the iron ore. Let's see, what else there's. Oh yeah, so he's talking about how the Lord's activities are certainly inconceivable. These you can't really estimate exactly, or to put into material considerations the activities of the Lord. They're mysterious. The Supreme Lord, he has his plan, but we may not understand specifically what it is. Especially Jara, he was hunting, and he thought that Krishna's foot was like a bird, or so he shot the arrow, and then Krishna he fell from the ground. And then what they were saying is that Krishna's pastimes are eternal. So when Krishna ends each pastime, then this pastime is again beginning in another planet within the Mahatattva, where Krishna is present performing his pastimes. I don't know, did Maharaj want to speak on this, or if you had a question or comment? Topic of discussion? Or you want to speak? Oh yeah. Well, in the beginning, the coward boys took an iron ore and dressed up. Well, they weren't cowboys, but they're children there in Dwarka, right? And they, like I said, the grandsons of Krishna. And so they dressed one of them up as a woman and put an iron ore in the stomach. So you're saying they saw the lump, you could see a lump there. And they went to some saintly persons. Let's see, who was the names of these saintly persons? They're, I think that was mentioned before. Did I mention it before, what their names were? To know who they were. And they said, going, oh, saintly persons, can you please tell us, will this be a boy or a girl? And so basically, to teach them a lesson, they're saying, the description is the saints got angry and cursed them, but they're saying that the anger actually isn't the quality of the saints. They actually weren't internally actually angry, but they wanted to teach them a lesson, right? So, which was the will of Krishna, but they told them that what they have will destroy your whole dynasty, will be the destruction of your dynasty. So it's neither a boy nor a girl, right? And they detected that they were just trying to play a joke on them. But shouldn't play jokes on saintly persons because you could be cursed. Turvasa Muni is a good example of that. Rasikananda told me one time, he was saying, yeah, Srimad Bhagavatam is really pretty cool in Mahabharata. The Vedic literature, you have like so many different things, like the reoccurring villain, like Turvasa Muni. He continues to appear and either give a curse or a blessing. So he's reoccurs, within Vedic literature. Very, very well-known saint. And so they were advised to take the iron ore and to grind it up into iron filings and to throw it in the ocean. And one portion of it couldn't be filed down, right? And that portion, that rock, was swallowed by the fish that became the arrowhead. And all the iron filings, they came to shore and started growing these iron ore bamboo reeds. So these were the sticks, the bamboo reeds that the Yadus used to beat each other with. And so they thought that they had taken care of the problem by grinding it out and throwing it all in the ocean. But so this specific thing materialized in this way. Do you have a question?
Yeah, so it's the Iron Age. I believe it's the Iron Age. So that's why it's iron.
Oh, the Iron Age of Kali Yuga.
Yeah, and intoxication. Everyone's age becomes intoxicated. Even if they're not intoxicated, they're intoxicated thinking that they're the god of their bodies, or intoxicated with the false ego. So that was also a major part of this.
Yeah, the people of the Kali Yuga, they're intoxicated and they're totally crazy. Prabhupada said a crazy person is someone who does not know who they are. So basically it's, there's those that are innocent and there's those that are actually really demoniac. There's like, there was this level from like different characteristics of the mode of ignorance, the mode of passion, the mode of goodness. It was in Buddhism. And the lower traits were like the worlds of hell, rapture, stupidity, anger, animality, right? And you get more into the passionate sort of thing, And then the very, very top would be spiritualhood or self-realization, right? So, I can see this, really stupid people, right? And the world is, being destroyed, that's for sure. It's a world of rapture, world of war, right? And it's all sinful. The government's condoning breweries. They're telling us that we can't have specific proper medication for our ailments and our pains. I was just at the doctor yesterday. I'm talking to him about this stuff. I gave him the whole list of stuff that I read. I said, well, unfortunately, we can't prescribe that stuff. Whatever. Some people are like just really, really stupid and foolish. They bring just just, nothing but harm to themselves and everybody else around them. You probably noticed it, right? But yeah, Prabhupada was saying that what he says, what is that city? That hospital in your city, Bellevue. Bellevue is the mental hospital in New York. In California, it's called Camarillo. It's in Ventura County, right? So the information that we have, it's actually called Ugra Kama, right? What Ugra? Well, I don't think it's Ugra Karma or Kama, or what's literature? The Sanskrit word for literature, place of crows, but the swan-like man. So this is information. It's Ugra. It's information in the mode of ignorance. Everything is all wrong. Like the medicine doctors, they're always changing their platforms. The scientists, they're changing their platforms. Prabhupada says knowledge is knowledge that doesn't change. Not that now the knowledge has changed. It was, at one time the world was flat, now the world is round. So it sure changed awfully quick. But those were the modern conceptions. That's what the people believed in those days, right? So it's the bodily conception is there. That's why Prabhupada is saying from the beginning of life, one should learn how to practice brahmacharya and learn the Vedic hymns and mantras. And this way become educated that we're not the material body, but we're the spiritual soul. In the past, everyone knew this. But now, it's reinforced. The bodily conception of life is reinforced, but even then, they don't even really want you. During the baby boomers, like I was born in 1959, I'm the last of the baby boomers, right? But they put industry like way up to, Gerber's baby food was just a small little place, just made, oatmeal and stuff for babies, in the local area there that they can deliver to in their steam-powered or electric deliver carts, horse and buggy, practically. Oh no, not during the baby boomers. Actually, they did have cars. But before, that's what the industry used to do, like Coca-Cola and Pepsi-Cola. They either had horse-drawn carriages or the dairy, or they had steam engine vehicles or electric engine vehicles that they put on chargers before they went over to gasoline carburetors. And so anyways, Gerber turned into a big, giant industry because of the baby boomers, as they needed to fulfill this demand and open big, giant factories and big, giant distribution centers and, big plans, right? And the clothes manufacturers and, but then after they graduated from high school, they kind of noticed that, there's a lot of kids and a lot of youth. So they had a Vietnam War to get rid of everybody. They weren't even really wanted. Even though they made them a lot of money and made big industry, that was the whole thing. And like Prabhupada Leela Amrita that we're reading now, the people, they didn't want to go to war. They didn't even know what the war in Vietnam was all about. And that was a big heated discussion about the Vietnam War. People, that was one of the reasons why a lot of them became hippies. They were pretty much runaways and run away from the drafts or hiding from the drafts. So if you're undetected and you're off the grid, Jai Gora Nitai Ki Jai, and just hanging out in the streets and panhandling, grow your hair really long. So that's really where a lot of most of the hippies came. But and then even then, like was it earlier that we were reading, people want to know the political ramifications of Srila Prabhupada's teachings. Is Bhagavad Gita was spoken on the battlefield, and Krishna is advising that Arjuna should fight in a battle. But I was just listening to this, and I want to mention this too, is that this is Arjuna's saintly qualifications, that he was naturally peaceful, although he is a Kshatriya, and a Kshatriya's nature actually is to fight. They're specifically trained. That's what the Dhanurveda is trained to in archery to throw arrows and chant the proper mantras, and trained in the use of the weapons and the different divisions of soldiers and fighting and so forth. That they're all trained. It's all the generals that they know everything. They know what the foot soldier is supposed to do. They know what the sword soldier is supposed to do, what the arrow soldiers are supposed to do. They all know what the elephants are supposed to do, the horses and chariots, everybody. They know everybody's job, and they can do it too themselves if they have to, right? So, and then they're, because they're calling the shots. They're telling everybody, what to do and where to go, and the movements. They're conducting the movements. The generals of the wars and the armies, they know all the details. They know everybody's job. Everybody else, they might know something about it, some general characteristics, like, I'm a foot soldier and he's an arrow, he's an archery soldier, right? I mean, so there's difference in distinctions, what their duties, what their plans are, right? But they don't know everything, not like a general, where they have the overall vision, of everything. So that's, so let's see, so we're speaking that so this is information, the mode of ignorance, the ugra karma, right? So the proper direction is a misdirected civilization due to this, right? We're on some sort of a timeline where the people, they either God made man or God made the man evolved from an ape, or it's just what is it? Something selection. Natural selection, right? Natural selection, survival of the fittest, or whatever. That man evolved from apes, and then they had to fight these big giant lizard dinosaurs. Some can fly, right? And they lived in caves, and then they invented the wheel, and then they invented fire, right? So they're on some sort of a timeline, and it's really solidified, if you can remember, our past education, before we began Krishna consciousness, what our conceptions of life actually really were, or they're trying to say that the eclipse is caused by the shadow of the earth, or that actually Rahu passes over the sun because of the solar eclipse. So they're saying it's the moon. They're mistaking the sun for being, they're mistaking Rahu planet for being the moon, but real information doesn't change. Not even nutrition is all wrong. People think that they need to eat meat. And the thing is, if you're eating meat, you cannot understand esoteric concepts. It covers the brain, covers the mind, it covers the brain, and they lose their intelligence. And it actually really forcibly puts one in an intoxicated state of mind and identification with the material body, like that. And that's probably where all their concepts that they think, is very, very important, or it's the point of the matter that counts, or, it doesn't really matter what's right or wrong. What matters is where your heart is, whatever's going on. They're actually saying, I made a comment that the leaders are drunk driving the planet. They're people that are in ignorance, they're reckless, right? They're engaged in sinful activities there, and are in the bodily concept of life. They do not know what's to be done and what's not to be done. Like, is the earth warming up or is the earth not warming up? Is there global warming, or global warming is only just a hoax? Is the the ice is melting? So they're saying The ocean levels, are the ocean levels actually really rising or are they actually really sinking? Right? There's all this conflicting information everywhere, right? And even as to, as to what we are, what our actual real origins are, right? That is explained in Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam, is that we're spiritual soul, so we need a little education, proper education, to understand that we're not the material body. It's aham brahmasmi, or not aham brahmeti, but aham brahmasmi, and to refrain from specific activities, to refrain from illicit sex, meat eating, taking intoxicants, and gambling. And somebody, is, well, what's wrong with gambling? What does that have to do with it? Well, of course, it's the world of stupidity. Throw your money away, and with the hopes and the gains of winning. All the pictures, they show the people really happy winning, right? But the actual reality is everybody's not really happy winning. Everybody's becoming very morose, losing. Like that, so it's a big illusion. But the point of the fact is, not only is the, on the material level kind of, stupidity, especially persons who have a problem with money and with financing and budgeting, and they have a gambling problem, right? It's actually an addiction, a problem. But that where gambling takes place, all the other sinful activities take place too. You have your brothels, and you have your drugs and your intoxicants. They come by and they give you the free drinks to keep you around, right? They've got a lot of drug dealers, and what else? Illicit sex, the brothels. And the media, the restaurants, right? It's, they've got everything's all there. It's all exquisite. These big giant flamingo shows, and these big giant dinners and breakfasts and buffets. You get a room to stay for a week, for the weekend or for a week or so. You got your plane ticket out of there when you're broke. When I was in traveling Sankirtan in Las Vegas, I'd see the guys come by. At that time, you saw a homeless person, but they were more like Hobo Kelly on TV, and it wasn't that often. Now you see them; it's commonplace everywhere. It's now an established. What do we call it? A status, right? I guess it's an established status nowadays. Before you just saw them every now and then, not that often. They're probably alcoholic, ruined. Like described in the Bowery and in Srila Prabhupada Leela Amrita. But yeah, it's commonplace nowadays. We see them all the time walking around with their stuff in carts or shopping carts or carrying their stuff around. So I'd see this. Somebody was walking around, he had this long coat, his hair wasn't combed. It looked like he, took a shower out of the drinking fountain, right? He's looking through the trash, looking for something to eat. He's wandering around the airport, panhandling. And there, kind of Bhavanani explained it to me. He says, well, here's somebody who lost. But his wife and kids probably told him, don't even come home. He probably bet the house away. And this is what they do too. They do take the deed to your house, to put it up as collateral when persons are gambling. So this goes on and on and on and on. And that's where all the sinful activities are, right? And these people are actually ruined, alcoholic ruined, gambling, addiction ruined. Status, they lost all their reputation. On the spiritual flip side, the gopis, they had sacrificed their reputations to engage in Krishna consciousness. So there's a story I just heard Prabhupada telling us to Bilva Mangala Thakur, where I had an attraction for her name was Chintamani. There's a prostitute, so he had an appointment with her for one evening, but it rained. It was big giant, what is a big giant storm? A hurricane, sandstorm, or a tsunami or something, right? And he still went there anyways, and he, against all odds, he even swung across a river on the tail of a big snake. He was talking about how all this stuff, how he got there. And she said, well, if you were, if you had engaged with this much effort in Krishna consciousness, you'd be a pure devotee. So he accepted her as his spiritual master, like that. So he plucked his eyes out not to see women. Because after that, he became attracted to a woman again. And the woman, she was the wife of a merchant, and she told her husband that this man who's following is at a distance. So he said, okay, you want to enjoy with wife? Joy. So Bilmangala Thakur just asked for a hairpin, and he plucked his eyes out. So that he wouldn't see the beautiful form of a woman. And he just simply composed songs and bhajans about the Supreme Personality of God, Krishna. And from what I understand is that Krishna actually personally came to hear his songs and his bhajans. So are there any other questions or comments or any other points of discussion that we... You have a question? Yeah.
It seems like there's a reason for just about everything Krishna does and the way that he does it. Like it's all very practical and very intricate. So it seems to me like it's almost methodical. So I wonder why Krishna uses like such creativity to get rid of these personalities, like we see in Kurukshetra and his relatives in the Yadu dynasty. Like there's so much creativity behind the way he liberates people.
Oh, good. Yeah, I'm glad that you kind of see the beauty in that. It's like even like what we are, we're Sat Chit Ananda. We're actually composed of eternity, knowledge, and bliss. Right? I've mentioned this before. Isn't that charming? I mean, it's like really pretty cool. So what Krishna's activities, they're attractive, right? So like you're saying, they're creative. So it gains our interest, and that's the whole idea, is that Krishna is performing his activities to attract the conditioned souls, again back to Krishna consciousness, because they're attractive. These aren't stories, but they're actually real histories, right? It's not like Indian folklore or anything like like that, mythology, but it's actually real. And by hearing about Krishna's activities, one becomes purified. One actually associates with the Supreme Lord through the medium of the spiritual master. Like that. So I'm glad that you see the charming beauty of that. Yeah. Any other questions or comments? Or Shema Bhavatam class, Ki Joy.